Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Final Boss Fight. My name is Jeff, and tonight I'm very excited. We're starting a new mini-series in Brindlewood Bay, which is a cozy murder mystery game where our players take on the roles of elderly ladies who spend their time meddling, basically, investigating mysteries in the style of Murder, She Wrote, Miss Marple, Rosemary and Thyme, all those good cozy murder mysteries. And maybe along the way uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the town. Let's go around, see who we've got and see who we're playing. We start with Richard, you're joining us tonight. Who are you playing? What's your character name?
Well, I am playing Livia Fox. She is an old woman, as they are, seemingly of quite substantial means, has a lot of money, is very meddling, has never really had a job because she's got lots of money, and is very much like a socialite. She likes her cozy activity, which we all have, is she's involved in Civil War reenactments. And has a very fancy home with like a valet of some description and all sorts of good stuff.
So, as we begin, there's this thing in a bit called Cozy Vignettes, which is like a peek into the day-to-day life of the characters. So, what would like to be a peek into your day-to-day life? Just like
wake up around 11.
Mm-hmm.
Have a cocktail. There's like one there when I wake up. Valet's brought it in. Have that, and then there's like 2 hours of just breakfast, relaxing. Maybe some chess with Philippe, who's the valet.
Just sort of like enjoying your house, enjoying the lifestyle, just like sitting back, kicking up.
Yes, occasionally, very occasionally, doing some research on Civil War, or I don't know, loading 17th century muskets, that sort of thing, taking shots. Philippe, who kindly carries a target, and we take shots at it. That sort of thing. And there's always normally a drink. I mean, if there's not a drink in a hand or near a hand, Philippe's really not doing his job. So.
Nice. Stanza, you're joining us tonight. Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm going to be playing Myrtle McCrum, whose style is going fishing. And so and her cozy activity is making model ships.
What's like a quick peek into her like day-to-day life when she's not investigating mysteries?
Well, I think sort of like I think Myrtle's mornings start a bit earlier than it was Livia, right?
Livia, yes.
Yeah. It's like maybe an hour or two after sunrise. Maybe it's like going for a calm morning walk, sort of like it's like taking it in the morning seaside ambience, and so like maybe getting to the docks or the bay itself, and maybe chattering to some of the fishermen or whoever who are there at that hour.
Nice. One-Winged Angel, who are you playing tonight?
So I'm playing Birdie Drop, and her cozy activity is that she likes cooking.
And a peek to her life, day-to-day life?
So she gets up when she wakes up, whatever time that is. Spends a lot of the day cooking. And if anyone like a cold caller comes to the house, she chases them off with a frying pan, brandishing it.
I wonder if the neighbors have a "Beware of the cook" sign.
And generally in the background you can see like she'll have like as background noise VHSs of her old cooking show that she used to be part of.
Oh, love it.
And she basically gives off all the excess food to the neighbours for free.
Aww. And Sarah, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Rose Peel. Rose is a retired librarian. She has lived in Brindlewood Bay her entire life. Everyone knows her. She lives in her house with her 3 cats and all of her wool-based projects. And her sort of little insight into her day is you see her getting up, feeding her cats, and then popping out to the shops to go and like grab a paper, maybe pick up another book, some more wool. And like everyone's stopping her in the street to sort of say hi to and things like that. She's very much part and parcel of the town.
Brilliant. Well, before we go any further, I see Ben the Quest Giver has redeemed a stretch in the chat. So we're all on camera, so let's all give a stretch.
Like a literal stretch.
That's what it is, yes. A literal stretch, yeah. That's what it's there for.
Ah.
Moving a bit.
Yep.
Not. Ah, that's a new one on us.
With that, something slightly different I've done for this stream. Let's roll the opening titles.
It's a beautiful day in Brindlewood Bay. The murder mavens are on the case, solving mysteries, we're serving up cake. And it's a beautiful day in Brindlewood Bay. It's a beautiful day in Brindlewood Bay.
It is a beautiful day in Brindlewood Bay, and it's coming towards the end of the day, and the Murder Mavens Mystery Club, that's you lot, are meeting in your in the room that has been set aside for you in the Lavender Tea Rooms in Brindlewood Bay. The proprietor and owner of the tea rooms, Eudora Coffin, known to you as Dory, very kindly sets aside this room for you for an hour every Thursday. You go up there, and she sets up tea for you, some nice pastries, some nice cakes. But this is your space where you sit down and you discuss the latest book, the Gold Crown mystery novel starring Amanda Delacourt. My first question to you, how have you personalised this space that you meet in? What have you done that makes this space like your space?
Installed a bar in the corner.
That with a bartender or without a bartender?
Oh, what are we, savages? Of course there's a bartender.
Is it Philippe?
Philippe will fill in if we don't have a regular.
There's some hand crocheted like granny square coasters that Rose has made.
Oh.
I always bring a load of excess food for them to sell.
Maybe a Scottish flag and a Union Jack isn't, well, specifically the type you'd find flying on a ship, so like hanging on one of the walls.
Thank you very much. So this is like your space, and you've been here for however many years this club has been in existence. Like every week without fail, you'll be up here, like either discussing the affairs of the day, discussing the latest murder, Golden Crown murder mystery, or just like nattering in general, just like gossip of the village. But on this day, your meeting is drawing to a close at about 7 o'clock, and you hear some heavy footsteps coming up the stairs. They're confident, they're authoritative, and you do recognise them as the door opens, and Detective Inspector Dalrymple is standing in the doorway, and he is someone you know very well. You've had many dealings with him in the past, sometimes working with him, sometimes butting heads with him. And he's standing there in the doorway, and you look at his eyes, and his eyes say he'd rather be anywhere but here, but his duty has commanded him to be here to meet up with you. And he looks around very uncomfortably. Evening, ladies. Hope I'm not interrupting your little club meeting.
Yes, you are.
Hello, dearie. You eating your Brussels?
Yes, of course. Why is it every time she asks about the Brussels?
Join, Inspector. We're always after new blood.
I am here on. I'm here in a professional capacity, I'm afraid, Mrs. Peel. I suppose I should tell you. Earlier today, a body was fished out of the bay near the marina. A dead body. He was identified as Albert Kraus, a wealthy financier who lives around these parts. I think you might know him, Olivia. You may move in the same circles.
I believe I've made his acquaintance.
Yes. he and his family, so we understand, were on vacation on their yacht out in the bay. The family are still there. His wife Alison, 2 daughters, Sarah and Emily, and his son David. They're still on the boat. We've kept them there while we investigate the matter. The body itself has been taken to the local fishmongers. I'll tell you straight. I think there may have been some foul play involved, but I can't prove it. There is a bit of a stonewall, and the family won't talk to me. I'm hoping that you may be able to find some evidence of foul play. I tell you honestly, I don't like the idea of asking you as much as, but I'm at my wit's end for this.
Dalrymple, where's the body being taken to?
Body's been taken to the local fishmongers near the marina. There's cold storage there for the fish.
For fish?
Yes, not in with the fish. It's kept in a separate freezer, but it's there.
It's hardly a dignified resting place.
Once we've finished our inquiries,
health and safety.
once we finished our, all precautions have been kept. All precautions are being made. Once we finished our interrogations, our investigations, the body will be released. But I don't know. There's something about this that, if you'll pardon the expression, smells a bit fishy to me.
I'm sure.
And he's disgusted with himself at making that pun.
Yeah, you should, Dalrymple. That's a man has died, which you believe is murder.
I need
Making puns.
to find evidence by the end of tomorrow, at the very least, to say that it was murder. It was suspicious. I'm not asking you to solve the matter. I'm just asking you for your help to find something that shows me I'm right.
Well, is there a coroner not going to do some kind of post-mortem? Surely that would be the most obvious step.
On the south coast of England, Mrs. Peel, it takes ages for a coroner to get out here, and by then the family will have taken the body far away.
I'm surprised you haven't asked the fishmonger to have a crack at it. It seems to be
The local. I've asked the local doctor, who's also a medical examiner. I've asked him to have a look at the body, but I don't know where he is. He was very busy. I don't know when he'll get there. He may be there now. I don't know. It's not a very well organized district. This.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
So, establishing question. I'm going to pick on Rose. The name Kraus sounds familiar to you. You've always said Livia probably met Albert at some functions, but you met one of the children several years ago. Say the children are the eldest daughter Sarah, the son David, and the youngest daughter Emily. You met one several years ago. Do you remember what that meeting was? What happened at that meeting?
They were late returning their library books and were reluctant to pay the fine, which is ridiculous given the size of the house that they live in.
Brilliant. D.I. Dalrymple says the family all insist that he was just drunk and fell overboard, but I don't know, something's off about this.
You would have thought they would have fished him back out of there sooner if it had been as simple an accident as that.
I can get you access to the yacht and to the marina where the body's being held. That's about the best I can do. I just hope you can find something to help me.
Inspector, do you know, was there anyone else on the yacht at the time of his accident?
Well, as the family, there was their butler. They just call him Andrew. We don't have a second name for him. And the captain, Captain Curty, captain of the yacht. They both served the family for many years.
And what makes you suspicious?
Something, I'm not sure. Apparently there's some irregularities, financial irregularities. It's just a hunch I have, a gut feel I have.
But you have no idea what these financial irregularities are?
Family won't speak to me.
Where did you learn of these irregularities then?
It's just rumours or things that you hear. So I've been trying to follow up on them, but I've not found anything.
And what will we get in return for helping you?
There's you, Mrs. Fox, you have everything you could possibly want. So I'm not quite sure what you could give you.
Ms. Fox.
Ms. Fox, of course, forgive me, Ms. Fox.
I don't know. A favor from the police. You know, turn a blind eye to a couple of things, maybe.
I'm sure we can arrange something as long as it's nothing too grand or illegal. Add it to the list of things that we owe you.
What exactly are you planning, Livia?
Any number of endeavours that in other places would be considered perfectly legal and fine, or illegal in England.
I have to go. I have to report back.
Join us for a cup of tea first, Inspector.
No, thank you.
No. I insist. I insist.
I pull up a chair for you.
Pushes him to the seat.
He reluctantly.
I pat the chair before he sits down.
He reluctantly accepts it. He looks at his tea like he's not a great fan of tea. He's obviously the fan of something stronger, but since he's on duty, he can't have anything stronger.
And a biscuit.
He's just like wishing. He's regretting his life choices up to this moment. At this point, I think. But yeah, he will accept a biscuit. So as he leaves, eventually is allowed to leave.
How many biscuits did you
roll me a d6. Roll me a d6. In fact, what? Where would you like to go?
To the fishmongers.
Yes.
As you.
Now, is it worth splitting the party already?
Well, if someone wants to head to make their way to the family on the yacht first.
Because I thought, obviously, Myrtle is Myrtle, isn't it? Myrtle, yes. You're a nautical type. I know the family. That sounds like your business to me. And they can do with the body. I don't know what skills they bring to infecting a body, but I don't want to do that. So.
They've read all the same books you have, so.
I read some anatomy books back in the day, and I know the doctor, so I'll try and.
You sound a good bet to find him and pester him if he's not already at work.
Okay. If you want to split up, two of you go to the marina, two of you go to the fishmongers. That's absolutely.
I will have to go home first to change to an appropriate sailing outfit. But aside from that, we can go straight there.
Okay.
Myrtle is always an appropriate sailing outfit.
Yes.
As you come down from from your meeting room into the main tea rooms, it's mainly empty. The only person really there is a young woman in a black hoodie, and you can see she's just like reading a book, and she like looks up at you as you come through, and she just immediately goes back to reading the book again.
What book is she reading?
You can see quite clearly. I won't make you roll for this. It's called "The Murders in the Rue Morgue and Other Chilling Tales."
Oh, are we familiar with that book? I don't suppose it's.
I think you would be. Yeah, I believe it's Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, it's an actual book, right?
I believe the Murders in the Rue Morgue are actually Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah.
Are you enjoying that, dear? I remember reading that years ago. Excuse me? Are you enjoying your book, dear?
Yes, it's very, very interesting.
Murder is something that you're particularly interested in?
It passes the time. It's different. It makes a change from all this other fantasy, swords and sorcery nonsense that other people get involved in. I prefer the old-fashioned stuff.
Well, I have to recommend to you the Amanda Delacour Golden Crown mysteries. They're just wonderful if you are interested in that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I'll give them a look. Yep.
I know the library certainly keep them in stock.
Yep. I'll give them a look. Yep. Just like trying to not used to being accosted by old ladies and just like trying to get back to book as quickly as possible.
Is her hooded top, her hoodie, is it like, does it have a band logo on it, or is it just like plain?
Plain black, just plain black.
Yep. I really hope I could criticize the musical.
You can just criticize her accoutrements if you like.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is a hoodie, as I believe the young people call them.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to say to Rose, she's not joining the club.
I just want people to read.
The right people, though.
No, all people. Lavinia, I know you're never going to understand this, dear, but reading should be for everyone.
It is. Just not what I read.
Yes, dear. Well, anytime, dear. We are saying back to the hoodie again, back to the girl. We are here every Thursday. I've read plenty over my years. I'm sure I'd be able to give you some recommendations if you would be interested in anything else. What was your name again?
My name was Alice.
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 And do you live round here, Alice?
My parents have a house down the street. They mostly come here just to get away from them.
Who are your parents?
They're the butcher and his wife.
I'm calling social services. Do you have
Your mother used to come into the library a lot. I used to work there. I'm glad she passed her love of reading on to you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I should be going now. Actually, they'll be asking after me. I should be getting home now.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you, Alice, dear.
DM. I'm not sure what we call you in.
It's a keeper in this one as well. Yep.
Keeper. How old did she look?
Probably 18, 19.
Right.
So, is it Rose and Birdie going to the fishmongers, and Myrtle and Livia going to the marina? Let's start with Rose and Birdie. So you arrive at the fishmongers. It's like a big fish market. There's stalls either side, fishmongers tossing fish back and forth. One of them rolls this huge cart past you. It's packed with ice, packed with black sea bass, bluefish, crabs, all manner of fish and seafood. Question here for paint the scene. What do you see that reminds you why you either love or hate the fish market? Why do you love or hate the fish market?
It's all fresh ingredients, and I came here a lot when I was doing my cookery show.
Okay. Anything to add, Rose?
Rose is not a big fan of this. I don't like the smell of fish. So while Birdie is absolutely in her element with this, I'm sort of a bit trying not to breathe through my nose.
In that case, Birdie, as you look around the stalls, you see someone you recognise. One of the fishmongers has a silver beard. He puts on a performance that he's French, but he's just like from Hastings, just like a few miles up the coast. He calls himself Etienne Beauregard.
Etienne Beauregard.
Yeah. And as I say, as you get close, he's busy. Come, mesdames, messieurs, look at this fine fish I have caught today. Yours for only £1. But it's all just complete act.
I kind of walk over to him and it's like, Monsieur Beauregard.
Madame Drop, it is so good to see you again after all these years.
Drop the accent. We know it's fake.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You win.
How are you doing?
Can't complain. Business is business. Krauses are still good to me. They still support me.
What's the fresh catch of the day?
Well,
Just
I've got this lovely sea bass here, but if you're asking something else, I do have something in the back that you might find interesting. I know your little club likes a mystery.
yes, we had heard that.
Yeah.
I poke and prod the bass a bit. Very
Yeah.
tender.
The Krauses asked me to look after the body of that bloke who fell off. Albert, that was his name, yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, can me and my friend here come and have a look at?
I shouldn't really, but because it's you, I'll take you to him. He's right over here between the cod and the pollock.
And as we're walking over there, I'm kind of eyeing up prices and looking to see what looks the best quality.
If you want to, riff on that yourself, that's absolutely fine. Yep.
Yeah.
But he takes you over to one of the warehouses. Both of you over to one of the warehouses, and he says that doctor bloke, Dr. Stern, he's in there now with the body, examining. I'm sure he won't mind if you. I'm sure he won't mind if you go in.
Do you mind coming in with us? We could do it with a little bit of muscle potentially.
I don't mind. I shouldn't leave my store for too long, but as it's you, yeah, we can. Yeah, I'll come with you.
Good.
And he opens the door, and as you go in, it's just like the smell of fish is the first thing that hits you.
Like you can see Rose just very slightly just sort of going, oh.
Yep. But as you enter, you get the feeling you're being watched. Why do you think you're being watched?
Is there still fish in here, or is it now?
Right, there are still fish in here. Yes, yeah.
I mean, Rose is telling herself it's just because those little fish have got their little beady eye on her.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. Yep. But in the middle of the warehouse is a table, and on the table is laid out a body, the body of a man just past middle age, maybe in his 60s. And I'm going to have to ask you for this is normally during the evening, but you've got people with you. You've got Etienne with you. I'm going to ask you for a day move, so I would like to keep your composure because you are seeing a dead body close up. So could both Rose and Birdie roll me 2d6 and add your composure to it? And before you roll, sorry, tell me what you're afraid will happen if you fail.
So Rose is absolutely convinced that she's going to be sick. She's going to see the body with the smell and everything. It's just going to be too much for her, and she thinks she actually is going to vomit.
Okay, and for Birdie, what do you think will happen if you fail?
Yeah, probably similar because we're not used to seeing a dead body.
Okay, you can make your rolls.
I rolled 8, including my composure.
I rolled a 4.
So Birdie, you just absolutely lose whatever food you had all over the floor. You don't have to. If you don't like these outcomes, you can put on the crown of the void to adjust it upwards. But in this case, you're just sick all over the floor, like you said. 8 means that you manage to keep your composure, but it does. You're going to get a condition. It unnerves you. You are unnerved. So add that to your character sheet under conditions. You are unnerved by this. I think you can have a condition as well, Birdie. You can have nausea, or just like being sick.
So remind me what the conditions do again.
If there's an action that you take and the condition applies to the action against the action, like if you had a sprained ankle and you tried to run, the sprained ankle would apply against the action. It gives you disadvantage. But inside there is this dead body inside the freezer, and over it is a man you recognise, Dr. Morgan Stern, the local physician, doctor and occasional medical examiner for the case. And he looks around and goes, "Oh, what's that? You shouldn't be in here." Oh, Mrs. Peel. Oh, Miss Drop. I didn't expect to see you here. What are you doing here?
It's nice to see you, Dr. Stern. The inspector asked us to see if we could find out about any suspected foul play.
Oh, that's most irregular, that is. But if the inspector's asked you, I guess.
It is very much in keeping with the way that he works, as I know you often
I can't argue with that. Well, what do you want to know? I suppose the inspector's told you everything. Man's name's Albert Kraus of the Kraus family. He was with his family out on the yacht. They say he got drunk. He fell overboard. As far as I can see, looking at this body, the time of death looks to have been 9:30 this morning. Except that, I'm sure it's nothing.
What do you think it is, dearie?
Are you asking him what he thinks?
Yeah.
Make me a meddling move with your
meddling move.
move with your presence. That's 2d6 and add your presence.
That is a 10.
Okay, that means you're going to get a clue now, so make a note. He says, look at this. And he points down to the man's arm where his watch is. And you can see it's a very expensive watch, like a Rolex practically. But you can see it's absolutely waterlogged, full of water. But the timer stopped at 11:15.
Does it have a date thing on it at all that would tell you what day it was?
Today's date.
Today's date.
Today's date's 11:15. And the doctor says this. I put the time of death at no later than 10 a.m., but the watch here, waterlogged watch, stopped at 11:15.
So maybe it's a little bit later.
There's discrepancy. Discrepancy in the time of death.
They've tried to fix evidence. To make it look like he drowned.
I don't know what it means. I was just brought in to determine the cause of death.
And does it seem that drowning is the most likely cause of death?
It seems very likely from what I've seen. I haven't had a chance to examine the body fully yet. I've only been here a short time myself. But I don't suppose you'd care to have a look?
I go over, still feeling a little bit unnerved.
Birdie's like green at that suggestion.
Yeah. If you're, oh yeah. Okay, what I say is, if you're going over there examining the body, Rose, you can make me a meddling move with presence, but disadvantage because you're unnerved, and this is the source of you being unnerved. So that's 3d6. Take the two lowest.
So that's not great. 6.
Okay. If you're not happy with that result, you can, of course, again put on the crown to increase the result. But that's up to you.
I'm going to leave it for the time being.
Okay, so it's a 6, so I can take a reaction with that. I'm going to say the feeling that you're being watched intensifies for a moment. You look up, and at the back of the freezer in the warehouse, there's a door to allow deliveries to come in and out. That's probably how they got the body in. And there's a window in that door so you can see who's doing the delivering. And for a moment, you see a figure stood at the window, a blank face, almost like he's wearing a porcelain mask, cloaked and hooded in black. And then it's gone.
I say, Dr. Stern, I will be right back with you. I just need a breath of fresh air, and I move towards the door.
Okay, the door opens easily, as it should do, and you step outside. Nobody there.
Is there anywhere anyone could be particularly hiding? Any sort of crates or anything like that?
There are plenty of crates around, and there's like people busting around, moving crates left, right, and centre because this is still a fish market. But you don't see any sign of who could have been watching.
Yeah, I go back in then. Excuse me, Dr. Stern. The smell is rather oppressive in here. I'm sure you.
Of course. Is there anything else I can tell you, or anything else you'd like to see about the body?
Is he wearing appropriate clothes for sort of 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it's just like morning suit. He's just like got one of those like scarves, white shirt, jacket. Yeah, it's just like early starts the day.
Has he got
Was he
anything?
drunk?
What?
Was he drunk?
Well, the doctor was the one who told us he was drunk.
No, the family said that. Like, what, blood alcohol level.
Metagaming pigeons, but I'll allow it.
I'm not sure the doctors had a chance to check that.
Yeah. I'm still going with. Does he look like does he got anything in his hands, anything like that, or anything in his pockets? Can I effectively loot the body?
I'm going to have to ask.
Nice watch, apparently.
Okay, that is going to be a new meddling move, I think. And
Still unnerved.
yes, you managed. I say this gives you like a new sense of purpose. So I'll allow you to roll at normal for this one.
Oh, so
2d6 plus presence. No, 2d6 plus reason. Sorry, not presence, reason. 8. You find an envelope in one of his pockets. The envelope is completely soaked through. You gingerly open it. The paper, unless you want to open it here in front of the doctor, or if you want to wait outside, it's entirely up to you.
No, I'll open it in front of the doctor.
Okay. The paper inside again is very waterlogged. The ink is very smudged on it, but you do see the words cut out of the will. That is a clue.
Is there like a watermark on it? Sort of like, so if is it on like official good quality looking paper?
It looks like it looks like the sort of paper, yes, that a solicitor would draw up an instruction to a solicitor, yes.
Yeah. Is there any sort of embossment on it or anything that I could see that would indicate who it was?
It's too damp to get anything more than that. Even the name of the person who it's talking about is smudged beyond all recognition. All you have is cut out of the will.
I say to Dodson, if you see the inspector, if you let him know that we have this, I assume you are going to run some blood tests on him to check for substances.
I'll do what I can, Mrs. Peel. I don't promise any fast results, but I'll try and do what I can.
No, I'm sure, but obviously things like blood alcohol, testing for other poisons, as I'm sure you're aware.
Of course. I'll try and keep you posted, or I'll certainly keep the inspector posted.
Thank you, I do appreciate it.
The people in this town are absolutely useless.
It's a small town. This ain't a big city. This is a small town, just like perched on the edge of England.
Oh yeah, I should probably do some tests.
Funny. My GP surgery's down the road from me, and Morpeth could get one, Rothbury surgery to get one, and that's in the middle of nowhere.
Unless there's anything else you would like to do yourselves, we can possibly move over to our other friends at the marina.
Offloading extra food to the doctor and to Beauregard.
Okay. Just offloading food, or do you want to try and ask him anything as well?
I think everything that I was thinking of asking's been asked, so.
Okay. As you leave the fishmongers, you hear a mobile phone going off, and Etienne goes to answer it. Yes? Oh, what do you want? Do you continue, or do you try and stop and listen?
Yeah, I'm going over to kind of try and eavesdrop.
Okay, can I have a meddling move from you with reason, please?
With reason. That's a 6.
Yeah, you can't hear, unless you'd want to try and increase it. You don't hear anything further from that.
I'm going to stand and wait until he gets off the phone.
Oh, sorry. He moves away, and you can hear muffled, shouted conversation. But he comes back. I'm so sorry about that.
It sounded like that you were having a bit of a heated discussion there.
No,
Is there anything you want to talk about?
It's just my bookie. It's nothing for you to worry about.
Is there any way to kind of check, like do an insight check or anything there?
And I've already done the roll for that. That was like the meddling move to like
Right, okay.
yeah.
Do you owe them
Okay.
money or?
It's just a slight disagreement we have. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. Did you find everything
Okay.
Did you find everything you were looking for?
I think so. I think so. If you need anything, you know, I'm always here to talk, and if needs be, chase off ne'er-do-wells.
Of course. Yeah. Anytime. And with
You
that,
know where to find me, and I walk off.
I do. Yes, I do. With that, let's move over to Livia and Myrtle. You're heading to the marina.
That's right.
Even
After I've gotten changed.
after you've gotten changed, so call it. Yeah, it's like still like the evening is still young, and the marina is busy. It's like coming to the end of tourist season, so there's plenty of tourists around, like looking to hire boats or looking to lay on, just coming back from laying on the beach, heading to all the restaurants. There's a small scene. There's a little scene as a small child is crying because they've dropped their ice cream on the pavement.
I'll give them a £1 coin to get another ice cream.
Yep. The mother's.
I was about
No,
to
actually-
ask if-
I'll give them a £10 because I don't carry so much. £10.
Mother's very surprised, but doesn't question it. And yeah, so there's lots of tourists here. How are they making it difficult for you to investigate?
I hate them. They are tourists. I'm very much. Oh, they come for the season. They make a mess. They're loud.
They
Probably
won't-
some of them might be American, if you can imagine. You know, like, yeah, doesn't care for them. Everything about them annoys her. From the way they dress, the way they talk, everything.
Brilliant. As you enter the marina, you can see like towards the harbour, standing at the end of the harbour, is a rather grizzled old sea salt, and his name is one moment. His name is Isaiah Langmore, and you know him to be the harbour master. And as you get close to him, he is on his mobile phone.
Well, now can I eavesdrop?
Make me a meddling roll. With your reason, not presence. Reason. Presence is for I'm talking to him.
That is a 10.
You get close to him, and he's obviously shouting at somebody on the other end. You can hear like words coming back through, but you can't tell what they're saying. But you can hear what he's saying. The gist of it is, what do you mean he wasn't the father? You telling me that one of those 3 children is not his legitimate son, or his legitimate daughter, legitimate child? Sorry, I said son by accident. Legitimate child. We'll go with son. You telling me that David is not his legitimate son?
Do you fill me in on what you hear?
Oh yeah, I just shuffle back and just like, it's like, oh, sounds like David might be an illegitimate child.
Ah. And I just walk over and I tap. Is it
Isaiah?
Isaiah, yep.
On the shoulder, but really hard. Like not a gentle thing of like I am wanting to talk to you now.
Just to interject a little bit here, you have gained 3 clues. This mystery has a complexity of 6, so the rule is that once you gain clues equal to half the mystery's complexity, you are then eligible to enter the theorize phase at any point, which is when
Well, I guess
But the way the theorize phase works is, as I said last week, you have to work. You have to come up with a theory as to what happened and work as many clues as you have into that theory. Once you've done your theory and accounted for as many clues as you can, you make a roll, but it's the number of clues you've included minus the mystery's complexity. So, say if you were to do it now, the roll will be at a -3 because you've gained 3 clues, but the complexity is 6. So just to say that the more clues you get, the better chance you have, but you are now eligible to enter the theorize phase at any point.
And I don't think we are. Well, okay. I think we need to do more investigation, figure out how the time discrepancy can be woven into the theory.
So, Dad, carry on. You poke him hard. He goes, "Oh, yes, Miss Fox, yes, it's so good to see you. Sorry about that." Quickly closing up his phone and putting it away. Just a call to my sister-in-law.
No, Mr. Langmore. We may be old, we are not deaf. I'm assuming that was a conversation concerning the Krause family.
All right, yeah, you got me. Yeah, that family out on the yacht. You may have heard their father Albert died. He washed up. I found the body myself. I did washed up on the beach down there. I can't keep up the voice, so.
Who were you talking to just then?
Another mutual acquaintance of ours. He also has some dealings with the family.
Now, I don't want to frighten you, but from the police, we've heard the word murder used.
And
now, that would mean if you know something and don't tell people about it, you are now an accessory to the crime.
I've not heard anything about a murder, sir. As far as I heard, it was a drunken fell overboard.
If you cooperate, we can keep anything quiet, dear.
Are you trying to get something out of him?
Well, I wanted to tell. I want to know who he was talking to. No, I'm trying to intimidate him. Is probably what I would say I'm going for. But I don't know. You're probably better versed in how this one works.
I've already given you the clue for this one because Myrtle overheard the clue. So I'm going to say, and again, it's nighttime, but there's lots of people around. This is a day move, so make me a roll with your presence. But before you do, what are you afraid will happen if you fail?
He will storm off and refuse to talk to us further.
Okay, make your move.
It's just 2d6.
2d6 plus your presence.
Ooh. That would be a 7.
Just made it. He looks over at you and goes, "Well, if you must know, I was on the phone to that fishmonger. He's also a friend of the Krause. You may have heard he's got their body over there, but yeah, we've got some disagreement. He believes there was foul play, but I don't."
And the matter of David's parentage was brought up.
So 7 comes with a complication, and I'm going to have to say that that's all he will say on the matter. Nothing you can say because you've already got the clue for it. But he will just be tight-lipped about it. That's his last word on the subject, and nothing you can do will get him to say anymore.
Right.
Really obvious when we get on the boat. Like the other 2 children and both parents have really white hair, and then these 2 have the son just has dark hair.
We're not in Game of Thrones, right?
I loved dragons. It would be class.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
So is this yacht still not out at sea? Is probably the wrong word, but is it still in the water or is it docked?
It's in the marina. It's probably not docked, but it's within easy reach. There's Isaiah actually has a boat there ready to for ferrying people across to various boats in the marina.
Is Philippe with us? Is that my decision or?
That's your decision, if he's there or not.
Well then, yes. Philippe, we shall be traveling on the water. Did you accompany us?
Of course, madame. And I imagine he's like going to row you across.
Oh well, Philippe has many skills. He's accomplished in many ways.
So, yeah.
Do I kind of nudge him and get him to give me an oar? It's like,
Actually,
on the water.
yes, yes. You are a talented amateur in this, but I believe Myrtle might be the expert.
Okay. As you are rowing your way across to the yacht, it's mainly easygoing. The sea is quite calm. But then, Myrtle, your oar hits something in the water.
Oh. I take a look. I take a look over the side.
It's dark. It looks like it might be a body. I'm gonna have to ask you for. Let's ask you for a night move.
Night move.
Because nobody else is around. It's just you out on the water. You three out on the water. So, what are you afraid will happen if you fail this? This is to keep your composure. What are you afraid will happen?
That I will lose my oar.
Okay. So, I was hoping you wouldn't go for that straight away, but okay. So,
Oh, what another oar? It just makes it more difficult.
if you fail, it's worse than that. You will knock Philippe and his oar into the water.
Oh.
Make your roll with your composure. 2d6 with.
That's a 9.
Okay. Yep. You managed to hold steady. You look down, and it's not a body. It's a rug.
A rug?
A rug. And even though it's been in the water for quite a while, it looks like there's some dark red stains on it.
Oh, do we have a net?
rolled
Do we
up?
have a net?
Yes, it's
Is it rolled up?
That's
Yeah.
why it looks like a body. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was.
Yeah.
But
But-
Philippe, we gotta get this.
Philippe.
Complication. In your excitement to get the rug onto the boat, you do in fact drop your oar.
Really, Myrtle?
If we get, look at it, Olivia. This looks like it's relevant to what we are doing.
Yeah, relevant. Yes, but I don't want to spend the rest of the evening here in the water, going round in circles because we've only got one oar.
Well, we're just going to have to alternate what side of the boat is rowing
Hmm.
on. That's how it works. What if one oar?
So
So is it? I mean, can we unfurl the carpet just to check it's like
I mean,
there
you
isn't
haven't
a
said it right.
inside the carpet?
probably not a lot of room on the boats to do so, but you can just like
good
see like
point.
dark stains, like it's like rolled up, so it's the underside that's outwards, and you can see it's like very fine workmanship, but there are some like dark red stains that the water hasn't yet managed to remove from the rug.
Does it look like a valuable rug?
Oh yes.
Philippe, you know our friend in Paris who works with rugs and stuff. We might have said to him to get this fixed because it does look quite nice, and he makes a note.
Okay. Yep.
I think this looks to you like something that a affluent sort would decorate his vessel with.
Yes, it does look expensive.
Hey. So with that, are you carrying on your journey slower as it is towards the yacht? It's like instead of like going straight line, going left, then right, then left, then right, then. You arrive at the yacht, and you can see the name on the prow, the Regal Lady. It is just blindingly white, painted blindingly white. Everything is polished with shine to the point you can almost see it shimmering on the water as it reflects the light from the stars and the moon. You can it's almost like a beacon of light itself. And as you get close, you hear sounds of music coming from it, like played over a speaker system. This is a song I'm not familiar with, so I won't bother trying to butcher the pronunciation. But it's like sort of like jazz, or like sort of like modern jazz, or classic modern jazz, that sort of thing, playing over the speakers. Question: as you step aboard the yacht, about to do so, what do you see that shows these people have more money than they know what to do with?
Is there a gold statue?
There are many gold statues.
Yeah, and more than 2 is gosh. It really is. Like that's the limit.
Ooh, can I... Oh wait, or are you gonna add something to the scene as well?
No, you. I mean, I was but you go.
I mean, I think you should, because what I was thinking of was my Maven move, but that should probably come.
Okay, well, I'll come up with a thing about money and cents. Well, this is clearly one of the sort of flashier models of yacht for rich people, not one of the good ones. They've got it it's what the new. It sounds like something new money would buy. They don't know how to spend the money. They don't know the worth of things, but they spent a lot and it looks flashy.
Nice. Did I hear Maven move?
Me.
Go on then.
All right. The Orcus Dupont. Oh, I can't pronounce stuff either. The first time you enter a location, you can ask the keeper, "What is about to happen?"
Well, it's nothing probably quite as spectacular as what you're hoping it would be. You're about to be introduced to the butler and the family. You're about to learn a secret about one of them.
Ooh. I'm not sure whether it makes sense to add the why follow-up, but...
Do you have to roll for that, or is that not a roll?
I mean, it just says as the keeper will answer truthfully, but not necessarily completely.
Yeah, and I think it's if your reason is 2, you get to ask why. Is that right?
My reason is 2.
Oh, okay. Up to you. Do you want to say why?
Sure.
Why are you about to? Because one of them is about to. Well, you're about to learn a secret about one of them. Because one of them did not like their father very much. So it's I know it's very bland. It's not very it's not very bland one, but yeah.
It feels like a dramatic narration.
Yeah. So as you approach the yacht, there's a ladder down the side, and having seen you coming from the distance and watching your antics with the oars, a grey-haired, fastidious, eloquent, very smartly dressed, dapper gentleman stands on the side, ready to help you up. This is the butler, Andrew. Yeah, he hands down a glass. He hands down a glass to Livia at that precise moment, because he just had one on standby just for this purpose.
Of course, yes.
Sir, madam, I believe we are expecting your arrival. You are the friends of the inspector, are you not?
Acquaintance.
Yes. Well, please come up on the boat. My name is Andrew. I am the butler to the family. Forgive my attitude. I was in the middle of setting up dinner on the forecastle, awaiting the ladies' inspection. But please come aboard.
The ladies' inspection.
Yes, Lady Allison, the wife of the deceased, she insists on as normal a routine as possible, and so we are preparing dinner on the forecastle for her. She's coming to inspect it.
Keeper, is when you refer to her as lady, is she actually a lady? Like, as in?
I think it's just
aristocracy.
It's just him being respectful to his boss.
Oh, and thank you very much. We'd love to have some dinner.
You invited yourself to dinner.
That's fine, actually. Yeah, that's fine.
They probably have more than they know what to do with. To be fair.
Make me a Gonna go back to a day move with presents because you're trying to impress him. So what I'll say is, first of all, what are you afraid will happen if you fail the day move?
Is this for Livia?
Olivia, yes.
Because I'm trying to write myself. He will refuse and then take a difficult attitude towards us.
You can make your roll, but if you have anything in your cozy place which may help, you think can help in this situation, you can get advantage and cross it off.
In my cozy place.
Your fancy place.
Your very, very fancy place.
I'm not giving him that.
Anything that anything that shows that you yourself are in money are of money.
I mean, not like is this the stuff we gave each other in the?
It's the stuff you gave each other, and it's also the stuff that's in your cozy place anyway because of the Maven move you took.
I mean, I must have all sorts of fancy things there. Let's see. I've got a gourmet pantry, an arcadium, a full bar, a private elevator. Philippe, he's not getting Philippe. No, I'll just roll and then
Okay, that's it.
We'll see. So 2d6 and I'm adding presents, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's very bad. That's a 4. Can I use this crown thingy?
Yes, you can. You can either choose any of the Crown of the Queen or the first Crown of the Void. If you choose a Crown of the Queen, you have to, before the end of the session, basically come up with a short, riff on what the prompt is.
On what is it?
The Crown of the Queen is a series of prompts, so you can mark one of them off, but you have to, do a quick narration of what the prompt is.
Ah. Okay. And which was the one I couldn't use once? The Crown of the Queen.
You can once you've ticked off a Crown of the Queen, you can't then reuse that prompt. So essentially you've got 7 crowns of the Queen to choose from.
Yes. I will use a Crown of the Queen, and I'm going to use a flashback of your fondest memory of your late partner, who you may remember died in mysterious circumstances.
Okay.
So do you need that now, or is it?
If you got it now, then just now is fine. But if you want to hold on to it until as long as it's before the end of the session, if you haven't done it before, then clean up.
We are in Italy. So
you need to give Richard that. You need to remember to Richard do that right now.
It's all like in the 60s. It's all very stylish, riding around in a convertible, and going for a picnic, and just enjoying the Italian countryside. He's very much alive, and you would not think anyone had any ulterior motives against him.
Okay, we'll accept that. So mark that one off, and that increases your die roll to a 7 to 9. So it gives you the base level of success. So with the results that, of course, I'll have to see if we can find a space for you. Let's see. I'm going to give you a condition for that. Gatecrasher.
Condition of awesome is what that is.
Gatecrasher. You have a
Gatecrasher. I was doing a nice thing. He should have invited us. That was the polite thing to do. I don't want to eat here on a steward boat.
But he does lead you to the forecastle where the table is being set up, and you do see around the table you see a thin, graceful, well-dressed older woman. Very nicely turned out, like jewels, necklace, earrings. And you know this is the wife because you've had dealings with these people before. This is the wife, Alison. And she looks up at you and goes, yes, Olivia, isn't it? I seem to recall we've met before.
Can I check something? Is Philippe minding the rug?
That's up to Olivia.
Yes. Philippe has stayed on board, but is being very attentive.
Okay.
So should, I don't know, someone get pushed overboard. Well, if I get pushed overboard, Philippe would spring into action.
Yeah. So Alison says to you, I suppose you've heard about what happened to poor Albert then.
Yes. Yes,
Our condolences, dear.
Just like him to go and get himself killed. And I'm
He's always doing that, was he?
It's just right when I'm about to have my charity fundraiser. I'm on the precipice of charity fundraiser greatness, and he has to go and get himself killed. He could be so self-involved at times.
My late husband was very much the same. Died at a very inconvenient moment for me.
Anyway, I'm sure. What is it? Are you looking for? Are you looking to donate yourself? It's for a very good cause. It's veterans with bowel cancer. It's a very good cause.
Are they Civil War veterans?
Not if the Civil War was fought in 1940 to 1945 or 1917 to 19.
No.
Of course.
If not interested.
And what about you? I don't believe we've met. Alison Krauss. Who?
Myrtle McCrum.
Oh, of course, Mr. McCrum. Would you be interested in donating?
I fumble my articulation. but it's like Myrtle definitely thinks it's a good cause. So having been in the Wrens herself.
Okay, so of course. But yes. What are you doing here? I understood you were coming from the inspector, but what can we do for you? I'm sure you told the inspector all that they need to know.
Well, the inspector needs to know a lot. He does not know very much in every sense of the meaning. We just wanted to have a chat, really, about how your husband passed. Where are the children?
Oh, they're in their quarters below deck. They'll be along soon.
And do I know how old her children are? Perhaps.
You have a rough idea. You know that Emily is the youngest, Sarah is the oldest, and David is the middle one. They're probably about 20s, 30s, that sort of age range.
Oh, okay.
Definitely old enough to have shoved someone overboard.
Yes. Although I knew a 4-year-old who did that once. Couldn't convict them, but I knew they did it intentionally. But yes, Alison, if I may. We understood your husband. You were told he was drunk and he fell off the yacht.
Yes, that's the only explanation I can find for it.
Because very early in the morning, 9:30, to be drunk.
Are you trying to get information out of her?
Yes.
Move, presence.
Ooh. 11.
Hey.
Nice. So you do find. So she says, yes. Well, between you and me, there was a diary, and She's barely acknowledged Myrtle's presence. It's like Myrtle's like way below her on the thing. So between you and me, and Myrtle hears this obviously. When I went to his room, his diary was open on today's date, and there was an entry on there just says, I just can't take it anymore. I think he drank himself and threw himself overboard.
And do you have separate rooms?
Oh my dear, it is much easier that way.
And do you have this diary?
I left it in his room for the police inspector, but he hasn't been across yet to pick it up.
Well, would you mind if we took a little look?
Oh, of course, yes, please. I don't have any use for it. Please help yourself. Have a look around. My children should be around somewhere. Yes, please do. Just so you know,
Do you want to
you're on
have
five.
a nosy
You're
around?
on 5 clues at the moment. Just so you know.
Myrtle,
Ooh.
do you want to have like a nosy around, and I'll keep her distracted?
So yep. So we can take that as read as you're like just like gossiping about stuff that rich people gossip about. Myrtle, as you wander around, I'm going to ask you for a meddling move actually. As you're sneaking around, there's no particular danger. Make me a meddling move with composure. No, with reason. Sorry, with reason.
Oh, reason. I'm going to use fresh dice. Just like those 2 dice have been nice. I'm not going to chance it. I mean, I've got 7. Okay, these dice are sleepy.
Hey?
6.
I'm going to try something now. Or do I need to? I don't need to do that. So
Was
7.
this a day or a night move?
No. This is a meddling move.
Okay.
If you don't want to roll, if you're worried about rolling, you can also use the gold crown move. Don't forget the gold crown move. I'll let you look that up a bit. The gold crown move is where you can say, this reminds me of a time when Amanda Delacourt did such and such a thing.
Oh, the Golden Crown Mysteries.
Yes.
Right.
So if you want to use that
It's once per session. Okay. This reminds me of something that happened to Amanda Delacourt.
So everybody can work together on this. The name of the mystery that it happened in, what the situation was, and how she got out of it.
Murder on the boat on the bay.
I mean,
Okay.
I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking it's like the curse of the pirate wreck or something like that. Of course, the curse is fake, but
On the boat to the bay probably sounds more relevant if I'm being honest. So what happened in the book that reminds you of this situation?
I mean, Amanda went and found a diary full of useful information, including appointments with a solicitor. We can
Okay.
find where the solicitor.
But she'd snuck onto the boat, and so so she was at risk of being found out that she was doing it.
Okay. And we can say that what she did was find the diary with all the useful information. We can say that.
Okay.
So you can either something from that becomes a fact in the case, or you can take a 12+ on your roll.
I mean,
that's how
was
that.
the role to snoop around and try find the diary?
The roll was to try to snoop around, to try and like explore the boat a bit.
Because I kind of want to go for the 12+.
Well, mine's on there that we could then say you find a diary full of very useful information about solicitors and whatnot, because that's what we said happened in the.
I mean, well, I think we have to be more specific. Like, what is the fact about solicitors?
I think it's just like I think it's more like what is the fact about what you've just said, and the fact can be you find a diary full of useful information. I just need to check that just to be sure, but I'm certain that's how that works. I'm certain that's what the wording of that is.
Like if we said, obviously this wouldn't work for this. We said, oh, we found Godzilla underwater. Then in that book we could say, oh, we find Godzilla here.
Yeah,
It's
you find a great sea creature under the water. Yeah, not necessarily Godzilla, but
he's got a name.
Might not necessarily be Godzilla, but you find a great
True.
something in the water. Yeah.
That's my prejudice to say.
But
It's
yeah. So the fact about the current situation, you can say that you find that there is a diary with
Important
lots of useful information.
Okay, we can. Okay, sure.
Okay, so you've used that for this session. That's everybody's used that for this session. So you do find one with like Albert Kraus on the front. You do go inside, and as was said to you, the diary is there. On the last page is the words, "I just can't take it anymore." But you also find stuffed into the diary at various points receipts for extravagant purposes. Purchases, not purposes. Receipts of extravagant purchases.
Including the gold statues.
The gold statues, various artwork and statuary and sculptures.
Is there a particular pattern with the dates of it? Is it just at different times, or is it all on one day and just shoved into the diary randomly?
From what you can see, all within the last few months.
Ah. Is there anything in the diary around the time that it started?
Not really. This all seems to be the diary goes back a couple of years, but all the purchases are in the last few months.
Well, I meant if there was anything written in the entry around about when it started, but
probably just like some accounting, some like list of purchases for other things like house, car, pay the servants, that sort of thing. But it looks like the important stuff is what you just found with the receipts. Olivia, it's about this time that the 3 children, start to come up to the dinner table.
and I look at David especially.
And he looks down. He's taller than you, and he kind of looks down his nose at you. Oh yes, you're that Olivia Fox woman, aren't you? Mother said she made your acquaintance, that you'd be coming aboard.
Is there a box nearby?
should I bring you a box?
Okay, yeah, I'll say there's a box nearby.
So I'm gonna move the box. I'm gonna stand on the box, so I'm now taller than him.
Equal, maybe.
And I'm gonna say, yes. I'm coming here, and you must be Davy. Yes,
David, please,
David.
He knows exactly what you're trying to do, and he's like, he's like rising to meet you, rise to combat you a bit with this, rise. David, please. It's bad enough that I have to be here away from my art gallery without having to deal with the local people.
Well, you don't seem terribly upset about your father's passing.
Well, it just seems so pedestrian, if you ask me. I'm reminded of the great performance artist Galbal. He was so committed to his work. I don't know if you've heard of him, you probably haven't. He was so committed to his work, he threw himself from the top of a 5-story building. The ultimate artistic expression. If only my father's death could have been so significant. He lacked vision. Such a pedestrian way to go.
Well, if you would ever like to have your own sufficiently dramatic death, please let me know. I will be eager to help.
And he calls over to his mother. Mother, is this going to go on long? I do have my art gallery back in Eastbourne to take care of.
An art gallery in Eastbourne, you say? Yes, that's a prestigious location for an art gallery.
It is a venture I am to. My main gallery is back in Canterbury.
Oh, so you were unable to find a space in London or Edinburgh or one of the cultural capitals. Anyway. I'm sure it's a very nice little gallery. And, your friends maybe do some pictures, whatever. But important things have happened today. Yes, and are the daughters looking upset at all, or distraught that the father's died?
Meddling move with your reason.
That would be a 7. That's a success, isn't it?
That is a success with complication. They're a bit further back, not fully at the table yet. They appear to be arguing with each other in whispered tones.
Now, young ladies, if you were to have an argument, the polite thing to do in high society is to scream and shout at each other so we can all hear and enjoy it. Is everything okay?
And they just like look at you. So everything's fine. The older one is seems somewhat distraught about the events, and he goes, "Do you really think someone could have people saying that my father was murdered? It's too horrible to think about. Do you think it could have happened?" Whereas,
Oh yes, fathers, husbands get murdered all the time.
and the younger daughter Emily, she's like got a phone out, and she goes, "One moment, I've just got to reply to a DM here." And she's like busy tapping away on her phone.
District Marshal?
And she,
how does she know a District Marshal?
and she's like, no, she's like constantly looking at her phone, and you can't see very much, but she's like constantly tapping away at her phone. Just like, she only broke off enough to like, start whispering heated words with her sister. But as soon as she's come up, to the point where Alison is like, Emily, put your phone away. Mum, this is important. This is my business. We're not all stuck in the past like you. I've got to look to the future.
What's in your future?
Hopefully, a great career with a big tech giant. We can get away from
like
this.
a robot, like a Iron Giant. That was a good film.
She just like shakes her head. Loving this, but she just like shakes her head. 3, 4, 5.
Well, you'll have your father's inheritance coming to you, I'd imagine. So, lots of money to buy pretty pictures and robots. Giant robots, yeah.
Yeah, if there is an inheritance, I'm going to give you this because you've made a meddling move. I'll give you this one. Yeah, they say my father was in debt and someone tried to collect a debt from him.
Really?
So yeah, whatever inheritance there is, between that and the artwork that he's bought, doesn't look like there'll be much left.
My accountant once told me it was essentially impossible for me to ever go into debt. So I can't relate to the problem you're having, but it does sound terrible.
And David figures, Emily, you should invest in artwork like me. Look at me. A few months ago, I had nothing, and suddenly, my artwork suddenly started to take off, and I was able to open the gallery.
Yes, Davy's gallery sounds like a wise investment.
So, just to say, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have gathered 8 clues. It is up to you when you wish to regroup and perform the theorize move.
Oh, so we'd have to get back together.
You have to get back together for that, yeah.
Yes. Myrtle, have you rejoined us, or are you doing more snooping?
I mean, that was my snoop roll, so I'm pretty sure that was what I was going to get.
Okay. So.
I'm tempted to just say it. Hands up who murdered the father. See what happens.
Well.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm just going to say, polite dinner conversation. Were any of you involved in your father's death?
And they all just like look at you, just like, even Emily, even David, just like, what? No.
No. I'll make a note of that. No. Is that 4 no's? Oh, where's that butler? Butler, that's the trope.
So we're at 9:30 now. If there's anything else you wish to perform on the boat, it might be a good time to start thinking about the theorize move, as you'll get your heads together.
I think the only question I had is where the victims' purchases were going. Like, are they just are they just scattered around the boat, or does he have a gallery, or did
Yeah,
someone
like if he's
go
bought a
and
flash
take-
car.
The receipts that
where's
you found, like various statues, and you can match them up with the statues on the boat. There's a lot of artwork that isn't accounted for on the boat.
Oh, right, yeah. Get it.
Can I read a name of an artwork?
I suspect they're from a gallery in Eastbourne.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they from a
Well,
gallery?
I mean, I assume that. Well, I have assumed that they were being bought for the gallery, but
The context of the significance of the clue really is what you make of it in the theorized stage.
Ah, right.
I give you the clues, but the clues are designed to be open-ended, so you can assign what significance you want them in the. That's your
So
job
it
to
could be the dad's
assign.
funding the gallery, what Ellen was thinking, or it could be that the dad's buying the paintings to make his son seem successful.
Have you got?
I guess I was wondering whether to see if the son recognized any of the paintings that these are receipts for.
Are you asking him that?
Sure, yeah.
Meddling move, presents.
Oh boy, presents. Nope.
No?
Nope.
Want to try for a crown?
I mean, my instinct is to save the crowns for night moves.
So you mention a couple of names, and the son just either doesn't recognise them or just brushes it off. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sure we probably have something like that in the gallery. Yes, I don't know what the. We haven't taken inventory for a while, so maybe they were there, either there or in Canterbury, one of the two.
So if you have two locations, Myrtle, it's very, very hard to keep track of it. The whole two places. I mean, I'm pushing. This is our character. I'm pushing. We frame him for the murder anyway.
Because
Well,
you don't like him.
That's
If
what.
he hasn't murdered anyone,
If
he's
he
got it coming.
if he can come up with a theory for it, then yeah, sure. So
Shall we go regroup and theorize?
I think that's a good idea.
okay, so this is probably like early the next morning now, as you all get together. If you're all going to your place in the tea rooms, Dory is very surprised to see you, as it's not Thursday, but she understands that occasionally extra meetings happen, so she's happy to open up for you.
I mean, you can all come to my house. We could go in the Orchidarium. I've got a gourmet pantry, and most important, I've got a private elevator, which we can ride in for fun. Not even to
Would
get
you
anyone.
All
let
that.
us ride in the private elevator
Yes.
though? Oh, right, okay. I wasn't sure if we'd have to go in the sort of multi-people.
All that works as well. Yep.
Do you have many people visiting your place?
No.
I just wonder why you'd need two elevators.
What am I, a farmer? Of course we've got two elevators. Like, you have the service elevator, and then you have the private elevator.
Oh, so
And,
it's
you know-
the equivalent of staff having routes around the house that avoid getting noticed by the people.
No. Philippe can use the private elevator, but if they had a delivery, they would bring it up.
Okay.
When the alcohol delivery comes,
Okay, so
the team who handle that use the service elevator.
Is it because the private elevator isn't big enough?
Yes, but also it's private.
But also it's a private elevator.
So I'm happy for you to go to Livia's mansion with all the private bits. So yeah, theorize move, which is over to you. Do you want me to run that? Do you want me to remind you of the list of clues that you have?
That would be helpful.
So you have the blood-soaked rug that you found. The time discrepancy about the time of Albert's death, with the watch is with what the doctor said. Diary entry, I just can't take it anymore. The receipts for extravagant purchases of artwork and statuary. The daughter told you about an attempt to collect a debt, as to why there might not be much inheritance. You heard whispers, arguments between the two daughters on the regal lady, but you couldn't tell what they were saying. The question about the paternity of David, and instructions to cut somebody out of a wall, but you didn't get who that was. That's 8 clues. You can either incorporate them or try and explain them away. It's over to you guys.
Okay, so the obvious one with the last two is that sort of like David's an illegitimate child, so
Cut him out of the will.
yeah.
I mean, I'd cut him out anyway, but
you aren't the victim, so
no.
I think this is what the daughters were arguing about, that they knew that he was illegitimate and were unhappy because their father was spending vast quantities of money at his gallery to make it seem more successful than it actually was.
Did we actually? Oh yeah, we didn't actually ever unroll the rug.
Well, I mean, it's over there. It's it's on the floor.
I guess it is bloodstained, dried bloodstained on it.
I'd been thinking that because David was cut out of the will, he'd been extorting his father to get the money for the art.
Oh, extorting him how?
I hadn't decided that. I just thought he's been cut out of the will, so he wants his money.
I guess my thinking was that more that's like if David committed the murder, he did it before Albert could cut him out of the will.
Yeah. That's always the advice. Never tell someone you're cutting them out of a will. Never ever do that. Cut them out of the will and then tell them.
But even then, make sure you posted the letter first. Otherwise, you're dead and the thing's in the fire.
Poor soggy. I mean, the other one I was going to go for was that Davey was doing some kind of ridiculous performance art to make it, since he talked about it being a very mundane death. But I don't really think I'm serious about that. I just like the idea of it.
Yeah, there was that we didn't. The body hasn't been fully examined yet, so it's possible there are some extra steps.
Are we going to get any more information on the body?
I think that time has passed now.
Yeah.
I think you have enough to be able to come up with a theory as it is.
Right. So let's think. He's on the boat. He dies. Right. Presumably, he's, on that rug, near that rug, bloodstains. So he dies.
Just to me, a stabbing of some sort, or something else.
So he could have even just been unconscious, doesn't it? But so he dies on the boat at
9:30.
9:30.
We're not sure. The doctor thinks 9:30. The watch
says they decide what to do. The family fill in the diary entry, which is very convenient. Work out what they're going to do, then throw him overboard. About 11. The watch stops when he hits the water. So I suppose now it's just why.
Well, that actually complicates it. What were the daughters arguing about then? Because that implies that all of them are in on it.
Well, it doesn't have to be all of them.
To be honest about it.
It doesn't have to be all of them, but if very easily any of them could have been,
in on it.
Maybe the argument is because the younger one who wasn't so bothered is in on it with David.
Yeah.
Maybe it was those two.
Well, they seemed very concerned about their future. So he's always saying.
Well, I mean, it looked like the elder daughter was more concerned about their father's death, and she was all worried about. Do you really think this was foul play? So
And there was this question of a debt. There was someone coming to collect a debt.
Which is why I was thinking of the extortion. Could have been the son. Could have been David.
It could have been that he owed debts to people in the town because the harbour master and his fishmonger, who he would have to pay, could be among those who are claiming debts and have information.
I mean, was mention of a bookie earlier. You know, Beauregard said he was arguing with his bookie.
I think he was
Yeah,
lying.
Proved,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was talking to.
that got disproved because
Isaiah.
Yeah, but was that the same time?
we assume so.
I mean, like Isaiah literally told us that he was talking to.
Yeah, but these could be two separate phone calls.
Just to interject here, I think because you both split the party, you're both doing things more or less concurrently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the framing to me, the way we cut from
Yeah.
one conversation to another, that to me very much implied that they were the same.
Especially by the time you take into account that Olivia had to go home and get changed first. I mean, the daughter's arguing could be something as simple as that they've got information that he had a debt, or whether or not they should tell the police.
Well, did they perhaps know that David's legitimate?
Yeah.
And then, like, I suppose one might be saying, well, yeah, but he's still family. You know, one might be saying, if we get rid of him, you know, then he's not going to get part of our inheritance.
Oh yeah, because of the thing that they might not have an inheritance.
Oh God.
Though it
Just
doesn't
murder some of them.
really make a difference if you cut one person out if there's no
If
inheritance.
there's
there.
zero and you cut someone out.
0 divided by anything is 0.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, maybe. So these receipts, how much money are we talking?
Gold statues. There are receipts for the
Gold
gold
statue
statues.
money. I looked that up in my gold statue catalogue to see how much they are. But we're talking serious money, I'm assuming.
I mean, I assume the gold statues were like human-sized at least. That was my mental image.
Yeah, and I was going for that they were like solid gold as well, not just.
I mean, perhaps did they kill him in an argument because he's spending ridiculous sums of money on gold statues, and they were like, "Well, we want some inheritance, and if we don't kill him, he'll." And
I mean,
you know, none of them seemed terribly concerned. I know there was one of them who was a bit more, but you know, the wife, she was inconvenienced.
one idea is like, what if the gold statue? What if there was a contract for the statues? Wait, it's a receipt. I still want to say this anyway, but it's like contract for the statues, but it turned out like it was some kind of fake gold. He tries to back out. I don't know. It just seems a fun idea.
Gold statue was very cutthroat.
It could be that he's buying all this stuff to try and make his son's gallery look really brilliant, and then his elder daughter starts fighting with him because he's not even really family, and he's spending all the inheritance
and he might have gotten into debt over fake gold.
But also, have you told about the guy at the window in the mask? Because that adds a, you know.
Oh, yeah, I've told everyone about that, but
that's another one of the clues to this mystery that.
I've absolutely put that down to I wasn't feeling very well with the fish and the dead body and the.
I mean, I have a meta idea, so I'm not going to say.
The debt he's in is he sold his soul to Cthulhu.
And that's why the galleries are doing so well.
Yeah, did you say that she wanted to work for a tech giant, or did you say that
the younger daughter was wanting to do that? The elder daughter was saying that she'd started doing gallery investment, and it was going very well.
You know, the David was doing the gallery stuff.
I thought they both were.
I thought she was being sarcastic about her brother.
Yeah, I certainly was. I said something about investing in his gallery. That's a good idea.
David was so happy that his gallery was starting to see good business. The younger daughter Emily wants to be away from here, wants to work for a tech giant. That's her ambition. The older one, Sarah, just seems to be like distraught about her father. Couldn't believe that someone would try and murder her father.
Yeah, I'm still on Emily and David did it. if we're going for the murder then thrown overboard later.
So who was it? The distraught daughter who mentioned about the debt.
It was Emily who mentioned about the debt because
Oh right, well she's just trying to, I saw some puffs come on board.
She could be trying to cover her tracks, you mean?
Yeah. If there was a debt. So they killed him for their inheritance. Again, if they're saying, well, there isn't one, then the motive would be gone. But if there is an inheritance, then that motive's still there.
Yeah.
David was keen to kill him, stop him cutting him out the will. Emily's going to buy Twitter.
can't be any worse, can it?
You laughed at her.
And then the other daughter is just a nice person, it seems.
I mean,
and then
relatively for rich people.
Yeah. And then the mother, the wife, is sort of out of it with charity planning, not really paying attention one way or the other.
Okay.
Is this a theory that we...
Yep.
So you have incorporated all the clues, the blood-soaked rug, the detail, that's all to do with like the time of death. You think that he was killed and then pushed over later on?
Well, I think... I mean, yeah, killed, and then maybe they didn't even mean to kill him.
That's
But
the combination with the blood-soaked rug. So, like, he was stabbed and, on the rug.
Okay. I think you've incorporated all 8 clues then. The complexity is 6, so I need one person to roll 2 dice, 2d6, add +2 to it, for 8 minus 6 plus 2, and then we'll see what the result is.
Who's
going to roll the dice?
Go on then, Robin.
So that's 8 on the dice, plus 2, was that?
Yes.
Yay! 10.
10.
So you have it on a... This is the right solution. If you wish to, you may increase that to a 12, the maximum level of success. But in order to do that, everybody has to put on a crown. Or you can be...
I'll do that. I'll put on a crown.
Everybody has to be put on a crown.
I can give it a try.
Okay. You don't have to use the crown of the queen. You can use the crown of the void. That just puts an effect on your character rather than having to come up with something to riff off it. But there are fewer of those, so...
I'm happy to make something up.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, I'm putting on one of the crowns of the queen, the one showing me as an imperfect sister or daughter.
Okay.
And I'm arguing with my mother about money and appearances.
Okay, I'll accept that. Robin?
I think...
Sorry, Stanza?
Go on, Alan, you go first.
I was actually looking at that one as well. I mean, like...
You can do the same one if you wish.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking about sort of like maybe Myrtle was was abroad on one of the 2 jobs she's had in her life, and her mother called her about something important to her and wanted to see Myrtle, and Myrtle Myrtle's focus was away from her mother at that time, and she turned her down at that time.
Okay, I'll accept that. Robin?
So I'm going to go for the same again. It's when Birdie's reasonably young, still a child, and she's coming back covered in cuts and bruises and black eyes, and she's getting dragged home by the police after being in another fight with the other neighborhood kids.
And Richard for Olivia.
Yes. So I'll go for a scene in the present day showing a private side of you very few get to see, which is Livia visiting her nieces, who are, for some reason, young children. Just worth trying to work out the dates. But yeah, we'll see. There could be grandnieces, maybe. And she's just very friendly and happy to see them.
Okay.
And that's not the side many people see of her.
So you've all put on crowns. That bumps your success up to a 12+. You have definitely hit on the right solution. How would you like to do this?
What is it?
How would you like to play out the denouement? How would you like to arrest these people?
Ah,
I was going to say, Birdie's wanting to whack David over the head with a frying
Yeah, of
pan.
course, yeah.
So, police raid?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say full on, really embarrassing police raid, lots of boats.
And okay, double the Okay, so it's double the embarrassment. There are police, and there are pestering grannies.
The inspector is not very happy with you at all because he specifically told you not to solve the case, and you have in fact solved the case, but he will accept it. He's not going to look at Gitos in the mouth. Yep, police boats invading the yacht. The Emily and David are taken off in handcuffs.
Lots
Alison,
of bumps on the head.
Birdie clocks him from behind with a frying pan. There you go. You get to hit someone with a frying pan. Clocks him from behind with a frying pan. Alison and Sarah are also taken away, not to be arrested, but to assist with inquiries, to probably counselling because this is very traumatic. And yeah, as you stand on the harbour side, watching this happen, watching them come aboard, Isaiah is also standing there with you, and it's a clear blue sky, clear night sky. You can see moon stars, and Isaiah says to you, "I think there's a storm coming, and it looks like it's going to be a big one." And then we end credits.
ooh.
And as a final scene, this is much later, middle of the night, nobody else around on the beach. There's a group semicircle of cloaked figures, all standing in front of a mirror. The mirror is they're all facing out in the ocean, but there's a mirror there, a full-length mirror, and one of their number is stood in front of the mirror. One of the cloaked figures hands him a knife, a elaborate ritual knife, and he raises it up to his face. We don't see exactly what he does, but there's movement, lots of movement, and he lowers the knife again. The knife is covered in blood. In his other hand, he holds his eye in front of the mirror. And as he holds it in front of the mirror, the eye starts to twitch, and the little nerves and muscles become like a tail.
Oh.
And then we fade out. And that is Overboard, the first episode of Brindlewood Bay.
Hooray!
Oh, that was very good fun.
So a couple
I enjoyed that.
of ending things to wrap up the session. The first of all, the questions that we've noted down. The first question is always, did the murder maven solve a mystery? You did.
Yeah.
You can put a tick in the experience box. What about the other questions you put down?
Did pestering the inspector about his Brussels sprouts count as doting?
I'll give you that. Yes.
Yay!
Yep.
Did undermining them by forcing them to have a cup of tea?
Yes.
Solving the mystery.
Yep.
And he asked us not to.
Yep.
I shared my wisdom with a young person. I
You
told them.
did.
about
Yes.
Aw.
Richard.
I also shared my wisdom with several young people. I don't think they were paying attention, but they shared it.
Yep. I'll give you that one then. Yep. Other questions, because you would have had 2 extra questions. Yep.
Did I behave like a woman half my age?
Yes.
You've knocked him around you clocked him around the head with him.
Did insisting that I help with rowing count as acting a woman half my age?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm going to be very generous with these. Yeah.
Did I show someone that I've still got it? And I feel, well, my having it was being mean to people. So I feel
I think particularly the scene where you wanted to get a box to stare down David as he's staring down you. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, definitely. Sarah, you're the only one else.
Mine was, did I show someone that I've still got it? And unless it was coming back in after a particularly nasty experience and cracking on and looting a body.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, give you that. Yeah. I'm not going to be too strict about these. I'll probably be very as long as you can justify, as long as you can answer the question, then yeah, you can have it. The other thing as well, I normally like to ask what your favourite parts were of the session. This actually formalises it again. It calls them stars and wishes. Stars are things you enjoyed, either about the game system, about the story, whatever. Wishes are things you'd like to see more of. So
I really enjoyed the theorizing.
Yeah, that was going to be my star that we sat and worked out.
I like how simple the system is.
Like, I've got this this text document on my computer. It's like, so when you read out the clues, I typed them down, and I was typing down the theory as it was forming and stuff like.
I really liked playing the sort of unusual character, and like often, and like it sounds like it's heading this way, but often these things are like in fantastical settings. So you'd be like, I'm a dragonborn, I'm a and this was like you're in a small town, but still get to play like weird characters. Was really fun.
Eccentric.
any wishes from anybody? Anything you'd like to see more of? I know we're not here next week. We're here the week after. But if we were to carry on this series in the new year, which I really hope we do because I'm really loving this, anything you'd like to see more of?
I like the idea of there being sort of like a cast of reoccurring NPCs, sort of like the Doctor comes back and the Harbour Master, and these are all sort of, little weird community of people who are involved.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pet a cat.
Okay, I'll try and endeavour to do that.
I want to see more of these masked people. They've intrigued me.
Yeah, I'm looking for more of the really sinister weirdness that's going on.
Masquerade ball.
Mhm. Excuse me one moment.
Masquerade ball.
I'm sure we'll be able to accommodate that. Yep. So, with that, I'm just like reading the chat as well. We've got some people on there who've really been enjoying it. So thanks everyone for watching. It's been really great to share this with you. My first time running it, I was a bit nervous, but I really loved it. Excuse me one moment. Credits. Thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't done this already, please give us a follow. It's a great way to support the channel. Completely free way to see when we go live. As always, if you have a Twitch Prime membership, you can subscribe to your favorite streamer for free for a month. We'd like it to be us. Doesn't have to be. Just throw it to your favorite streamer. They can use the money. Who knows? We know Amazon sure don't. Upcoming streams for the next few days. Tomorrow evening at that's not tomorrow evening. That's Thursday evening. There's 2 streams on the same day. You lucky people. On Thursday, the Games Play will be continuing playing Genshin Impact because they play a lot of that. At the same time, if one stream wasn't enough, on this channel we'll be playing Grand Theft Auto Online as the Grand Theft Auto gang get together and do some heisting, the Humane Labs heist. So lots of shenanigans in that. On Friday, Robin, Sarah, myself, Richard normally, but he won't be with us this time. We're back on the train on Horror on the Orient Express as our investigators have finally gone on board the train and are on their way to the next port of call, Lausanne. So we'll see what happens to them as they make this journey. On Sunday, Richard, we're playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. And I think we're in between quests at the moment, aren't we? We're just like, we've finished one or two major quests, and we're going on ready to gather information for our next quest.
I mean, I want the next quest to be starting a major crime war with those criminals. All 6 of us.
I can get behind that. Brings us back round to next Monday, Minecraft Monday. John and Chris will be continuing their Create Above and Beyond exploration. They weren't able to do it last Monday for reasons of technical and apparently Minecraft pooped itself, but hopefully they'll be back next Monday. Next Tuesday, as I say, we're not doing this, but there may be something on. Just keep an eye on the website, finalbossfight.co.uk, and we will see you all very, very soon. Let's see who's about for raiding. Let's have a look at Zombie Workshop, who is doing games and demos. So let's give him some love. So with that, thank you all very much for watching. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. See you all
Thank you,
soon,
Jeff.
guys.
Yeah, thanks for running, Jeff.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Raid is away.